She was dead on the floor, covered in paint. Granby, Western.
This third-grade teacher was arrested after allegedly showing up to the first day of school drunk.
You're under arrest.
Please don't do this.
It's too late.
No, please, please, please. I can't do this, please.
Body cam footage shows a cop, the school superintendent, and another staff member talking with her. After there were suspicions, she was acting drunk in the classroom. At first, the teacher denied that she had been drinking and said she took some medicine the night before to help her sleep. Then, police asked her to take a breathalyzer test.
Are you gonna blow double zeros?
I don't know.
You should know. If you hadn't drank anything, you should blow zeros.
The test showed she was 3 times the legal limit. She then told the cop that she did drink until 3 a.m. the night before.
I just don't believe you right now. I think you're lying to us.
Okay, I drank on the way to work.
The superintendent took a cup from her classroom.
What is in that?
My juice?
That there is wine.
Eventually, police had enough and handcuffed her.
Put your hands behind your back.
She was taken to the county jail, and the school is also conducting their own investigation.
Man, you mean to tell me this older lady was in the classroom drinking while trying to teach? What, you thought these were your grandkids or some little kids who were just babysitting? You ain't even supposed to be babysitting, drinking around somebody else's kid. Hell, let alone drinking around your kid like that in a public area that's not fucking regulated to have alcohol consumption there. That's sad, man. And this is why the school system's the way it is. For examples like this.
She was dead on the floor, covered in paint. Granby, Western Mass. On the southwestern side of town, on Barton Street, that's where we're going. Because that is where Cara Rintala and her wife, Anna Marie Cochran, lived with their adopted daughter, Brianna. And so, at approximately 3 p.m. on March 29th, 2010, they were driving into town, into Granby, to pick up a few bits and bobs, you know yourself, and in the suburbs of Springfield, they were going to pick up some food, they had a little bit of shopping to do. While there, Cara texted wifey back home a few times. She didn't get no response though. She had a few places to stop off at that evening, and Cara began texting more frequently, before finally calling Anna Marie to check if everything was okay. She was getting worried she would leave numerous voicemails.
On our way, Burger King, call, please, please, please. We are still driving. Love you, bye.
She eventually made it back home around 7 p.m. as she went inside her home to check. Next thing you know, she was banging on the neighbor's door, giving Brianna to them and say, call 911, and she was in the basement.
Hi, my neighbor just came over. She was pretty distraught when she come over here with the baby. She said the other one was down in the basement, but she didn't say much. Maybe a domestic.
She was dead on the floor, covered in paint. Anna Marie Cochran Rintala grew up...
So she done found her lover on the floor, lying down dead, paint, you know. What do y'all think happened? She had a heart attack or something? And y'all already know what this channel is about. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, somebody did this. But we gonna see what happened. We could be wrong. She could have had a freak accident. Who knows? Because I've heard and know some people who have had a freak accident before.
Rintala grew up in nearby Springfield. Born in 1972 to William and Lucy. Anne, she was someone who was feisty and fun-loving. Anna Marie knew when she was young that she was attracted to other women, and in 2002 she met Cara Rintala, 7 years older than herself. They met through work, as they were both paramedics based in Springfield. They fell mightily in love and would marry and adopt baby Brianna at less than a week old. They fell mightily in love and would marry and adopt baby Brianna at less than a week old. Police arrived at about 7:20 and found Cara with Anne, cradling her on her lap. There were 2 colours standing out, red and white. Blood was pooling, and also white paint covered the floor and Anne's body. Anne had several cuts to her head. There was a large amount of blood, and she was cold, like she'd been lying on the floor for some time. Rigor mortis was already setting in. Some parts of the paint were dry, some parts of the paint were wet, as if there was a spill, then more spill, as if the paint didn't get everywhere at the same time. There was blood in various parts of the basement too, including under a laundry basket. It looked staged, to be honest. I mean, you can see even in this picture, droplets of blood, as if from a high-impact injury.
Yeah, that's crazy. They fall in love, adopt a baby, which they were lucky to get a very brand new baby. And then this whole crime scene, it It don't look staged. Like you said, it looked like a crime. Something happened. You know, when something splat and how it has those little droplets like that because of how it was, you know what I'm trying to say. So what do y'all still think is going on in this situation? What do y'all think might have happened? Is this a freak accident? Was somebody jealous? Because a lot of jealousy is going on, you know. So I'm gonna shut up. We just gonna see.
Talking. She gave me coffee. She's like, can you just go? You know, it's a little migraine. See you later. You know.
A couple of days later, the medical examiner was able to release their findings. The cause of death was strangulation. This ain't no trip down the stairs. Anne had 23 fresh bruises on her and multiple blunt force injuries to the head. Would have taken about 4 minutes with the amount of pressure that was on her neck. The police investigators began to look very closely and began to examine the marriage between Cara and Anne. From the beginning of their marriage, there was strife, stemming from Anne's love of credit card debt.
It has very expensive taste. Like, spend a lot.
She was mad about it. She just loved being in debt. In September,
after what he just explained and what she just said, did this all go down over credit card debt? She killed her over credit card debt? Is this an insurance scheme or something? Life insurance scheme? I wonder what the hell this is all about.
In September 2008, that's when the first complaints were made to the police. And she showed up at the Granby Police Department one day. She was saying Cara had been physically abusive towards her. Cara was arrested. She was charged with abuse, with battery, but the charges, and dropped the charges later on. Then 8 months after that, a 911 call was made from the Cochrane Rentala home. The operator just heard 2 women screaming. When police arrived to their house, both Cara and Anne were like, yeah, no, it's all good in the hood. You know, we're just chilling. Brianna must have accidentally dialed the phone. Later that same day, Cara filed for divorce though. And a few weeks later, they both sought restraining orders, on each other. The judge, he basically threw all this out though. He said, if either of you ever show up in my courthouse again, I'm taking your daughter off you.
You have a history of domestic violence with Anna, right? We'd argue and it would get physical. Absolutely.
In the meantime, Anne began an affair with a police officer named Carla, moving in with her at one point, leaving Brianna with Cara. However, after racking up $10,000 in debt on Carla's credit cards, Carla had outlasted her usefulness and Anne went back to Cara. Anne and Cara were about $100,000 in debt. How the bank did not cut them off, I do not know. Cara had her good friend Mike. They would grab beers together. Anne was not too happy when she found out that her wife was grabbing beers with a guy.
She was so bad. I don't trust you. You do things behind my back. Like, but it's Mike.
In the meantime,
so let me guess. She put Mike in debt too, just like she put everybody else in debt.
In the meantime, though, Anne was thirstily texting a colleague from work named Mark. They'd gotten close over the years, and they would arrange their shifts so they could work together. They were so close, Mark took out a credit card, gave it to Anne, saying, here you go, here's credit cards. That was $7,000 in debt. The police, they looked into Mark. They looked into Carla. It was kind of more of a formality because all roads led directly back to Cara.
No, I want to say, like, if I had to guess, I said she fell down the stairs. It's my guess. She tripped on the stupid shoes. We had our shoes all the way down there.
In October 2011, a year and a half after Anna Marie Cochrane's murder at the bottom of the stairs, Cara Rentala was living in Rhode Island with her parents and with Brianna when she was arrested. She was charged with first-degree murder. Cara says she left at 3 p.m. out for a bit of an L drive in her truck. In the back of the truck was a laundry basket and a red bag. They somehow disappeared, which the prosecution said likely contained blood evidence, clothing and the like. A bloody rag was found in a McDonald's bin where Cara had been. The trial lasted 2 weeks. The defense had another medical examiner who said Anne died between 2:30 and 5:20 p.m. when Cara was likely out of the house. The bloody rag found in McDonald's was also so degraded it was impossible to say whose blood it was, or even if the blood was human. They questioned Mark, who not only lied about where he was on the day Anna Marie died, he was also so obsessed with his just good friend at work that when Anne died, he took her sleeping bag, brought it to the house he shared with his wife and kids, and slept in it for 2 months after she died. He first said that the day Anne died, he'd been at home with his family. Then he changed it to he'd gone shopping for furniture with his family Then he changed it later again to he had just gone shopping alone and he had bought cat litter for his cat. Cat hairs were found on Anne's body, and Anne or Cara did not have a cat. The defense once again took aim at Mark. They took aim at Carla this time too, Anne's one-time girlfriend. She said she was in the gym all day, and CCTV supported that, except a bank receipt from a bank near Granby did not. At the end of her third trial, Cara Rotala was found guilty of murder. In 2021, the courts ruled she should get a new trial in September 2023. And so that is not the end of this all one. It is still ongoing. Did Cara do it? Push her wife down the stairs and slowly suffocate her to death? I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this whole video. As always, please take care of each other and yourselves because I love you.
Damn. Not much telling us what's going on, except for she killed her girlfriend, baby's mom, dad, whatever, because of debt. She just a debt person. Everybody be in some kind of debt, whether if it's mentally, physically, emotionally, some kind of debt everybody in. So this is still ongoing. So I guess hopefully that guy, that chapter, let us know soon, unless one of us finds something out.